Hello friends, today we are going to discuss 12th Commerce Principle of Management, the Chapter 1 Principle of Management. First we will start from the choose the correct answer. First question is management is what a dash does. The answer is manager does. Second question, management is a dash. So management is art and a science. Scientific management is developed by Taylor. Dividing the work into small tasks is known as division of work. With a wider span, there will be dash hierarchical levels, less hierarchical levels. This is only the choose the best answer of the first lesson. Now we are going to discuss the very short answer of this lesson. What is management? The very important question, what is management? Management is goal oriented. Management is goal oriented. Means for each and every company or a business there is some aim, some goal to achieve it. That's why it has said management is goal oriented. And it is an art of getting things done with and through others. Management is part and parcel of our day-to-day life. So, management only will say to employees how to do the work, what is the way, what is the plus and minus parts, what you have to do and what you should not do in the company. So management play a very important role. So if you write this two line, you will get 2 marks in the exam. Put a star each and every line. Okay. Next. Second question. List out the management tools. Tools of the management have been developed such as write-in points, accounting, business law, psychology, statistics, econometrics, and data processing, etc. So these are the tools of management. Now in a company, who is a manager? In a company, who is a manager? A manager is a dynamic and life-giving element in every business. Manager is a dynamic and life-giving element in every business. According to P.C. Drucker, the manager has to balance and integrate 3 major jobs of a business enterprise, as mentioned below. Managing a business, managing manager, and managing workers and work. So if you want to remember easily this definition, you can remember the car name B for business, M for manufacture, and W for work, BMW. So all the places managing is coming. So managing a business, managing a manufacturer, and managing a workers and work. So this is the work of a manager, to do the work in a company. Then state the meaning of authority is the fourth question. What is the meaning of authority? Authority means the right of a superior to give the orders to his subordinates or employees or the person who is doing work under him. So authority means the right of a superior. Right of a superior to give the order to his subordinates. Understand? Very good, boys. What do you mean by span of management? The span of management refers to the number of subordinates. The span of management refers to the number of subordinates who can be managed efficiently by a superior. This is known as span of management. So the number of subordinates who can be managed efficiently by the superior. One person like a manager is managing so many subordinates. In a school, a teacher is managing so many students. He is teaching all the students and the students are reading well, doing their work perfectly. That is known as management. Okay, understand? So the work will be divided or given to the manager and the management that the company should do the work properly and get good profit to the company business so that he can give good salary to the employees, manager and everyone will be benefited. Understand? Now we'll move on to the short answer questions. Define the term management. Define the term management. To manage is to forecast, to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate and to control, according to Henry Fayol, because they ask definition of management. So what manager will do? He will forecast, he will plan before he do the work, he organize, he do the command, he coordinate with all the workers and all the subordinates and he control all the works. Another definition given by Mr. Peter F. Drucker. Management is a multi-purpose organ. Management is a multi-purpose organ that manages a business and manages manager and manages workers and work, according to Peter F. Drucker. Understand? Very good, boys. Now, is management is an art or a science? Management is an art or a science? Management is neither a science nor an art, but a combination of both, requiring people holding managerial position to apply the scientific management principles and displaying popular managerial skill to accomplish the organizational goals as efficiently and as quickly as possible so as to be competitive in the globalized environment of business. So management is neither a science nor an art. It is a combination of both. So you have to write all the answers in points. Next question, difference between management from administration. Differentiate management from administration. Comparison, first point, meaning an organized way of managing people and things of a business organization is called the management. The process of administering an organization by a group of people is known as administration. Authority, middle and lower level in the management. Administration is done by top level. Role, he will play a role of executive, he will play a role of decisive, means he will take the decision, administration, and management will execute the work. Executive means he will do the work, complete the company work. Concerned with policy implementation, policy formulation, he will make the policy and he will implement the policy. He will decide what type of work you have to do and the management will do all the work. Okay. Now, what are the principles of Taylor? Principle of scientific and management propounded by are science, not rule of thumb, harmony, not discord, mental revolution, cooperation, not individualism, development of each and every person's to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. So these are the points according to Taylor. This point we will discuss in essay 11 point. Next, what determines the span of management? The span of management refers to the number of subordinates who can be managed efficiently by a superior. The span of management has two implications. So the span of management refers to number of subordinates. First implication, influence complexities of the individual manager's job. Determine the shape or configuration of the organization. Long answer. Write about the contribution of Drucker to the management. If you study well short answers, then you can easily write the long answers. There is a 5-mark questions. Management is a multi-purpose organ that manages a business and manages manager and manages worker and work according to Peter F. Drucker. Just now I said you, if you remember BMW, you can able to write this definition very easily because everywhere managers word will come. See, B for business, M for manager and W for work, BMW. So if you remember BMW, you can easily write the definition of Peter F. Drucker. The same line is repeated here. See it carefully. Easy way to remember the answer or read the answer. Drucker stressed 3 jobs of management. So Drucker says the management has to look after this 3 work very perfectly to improve the business or to improve the name of your company and goodwill of the company. Managing a business, the same line is repeated here. See, manages a business here, we are adding managing a business. So managing a business, managing manager and managing workers and work. Even one is omitted. If from this 3, even if one is omitted, it would not have management anymore and it also would not have a business enterprises or an industrial society. So if any of these 3 work, any one work is also not done perfectly, then you cannot achieve your goal. According to P. Drucker means Peter F. Drucker, the manager has to balance and integrate 3 major jobs of a business enterprise as mentioned above. So this 3 work must be managed by the manager or management very perfectly. So hence a manager is a dynamic and life-giving element in every business. Without efficient management, it cannot be secured the best allocation and utilization of human, material and financial resources. So the manager play a very dynamic role for the improvement of the business. He will guide the employee's subordinate how to do the work perfectly in a time. Second essay, explain the management process in detail. Management is coordination is the first point. The manager of an enterprise must effectively coordinate all the activities and resources of the organization, namely men, machine, material, and money. The 4M. The 4M: men, machine, material, and money of management. So, he must coordinate. The manager must coordinate with this 4M. What are the 4M? Men, machine, material, and money. Understand? They must coordinate. This is the first point. Second point, management is a process. The manager achieves proper coordination of resources. The manager achieves proper coordination of resources by means of the managerial functions of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So, the proper process must be done by the manager. Management is purposive process. It is directed toward the achievement of predetermined goals or objectives. Without an objective, we have no destination to reach or a path to follow to arrive at our destination. Example, a goal both management and organization must be purposive or goal oriented. So before starting a business or before doing any work, you must plan. Then only you can achieve your goal. So next point, management is a social process. It is the art of getting things done through other people. So the manager know how to get work done by the employees. Management is a cyclical process. It represents planning, action, control, replanning cycle, example, and ongoing process to attain the planned goals. Understand this meaning? Very good, students. Next, third, essay or long answer, describe the principle of scientific management. Under this, what just heading has been given in the short answer. Now we are going to discuss each and every point in this principle of scientific management in long answer. Science, not a rule of a thumb. Rule of thumb means decision taken by manager as per their personal judgment. So, rule of thumb means decision taken by manager as per their personal judgment. So, manager will take the judgment. According to the tailor, even a small production activity like loading iron sheets into box cars can be scientifically planned. So each and every work must be planned. How to do the work, how to assemble the work, do each and every work must be planned. This principle is concerned with selecting the best way of performing. Selecting the best way of performing a job through the application of scientific analysis and not by intuition or hit and trial methods. For example, you can't think that exam is very far, why should I study now? If you don't plan, you will not get a good marks. In the same way, if in a company it has been not planned how to do the work will be not done in a particular time, and that is a heavy loss to the business and everyone, those who are working in a company. Next point, harmony, not discord. Taylor emphasizes that there should be complete harmony between the workers and the management. Both the management and the workers should realize the importance of each other. Both the management and workers should realize the importance of each other. Management should always be ready to share the gains of the company with the workers, and the latter should provide their full cooperation and hard work for achieving organization goals. So, harmony not discord means the both management and worker should realize the importance of each other. That without employees, management cannot do anything, and without management, even employees cannot do anything. So both the person join together and do the work with the full cooperation, then only the company will run the business in a proper way. For example, in a school, if teacher and student both will cooperate and do the work, then only the student will get good marks, and the name and fame of student and teacher will be come up, and you will get success in your life. Understand? Next, mental revolution. Management as well as the worker should aim to increase the profit of the organization. So the management and the worker both aim is what? To increase the profit of the organization. Workers should put in their best efforts so that the company makes profit, and on the other hand, management should share part of profit with the workers. So the worker will do the work honestly. If more profit made by the company will give some profit to the worker also. Thus, mental revolution requires a complete change in the outlook of both management and workers. Fourth point, cooperation, not individualism. The principle is an extension of principle of harmony, not discord, and lays stress on mutual cooperation between workers and the management. Cooperation, mutual confidence, sense of goodwill should prevail among both manager as well as workers. The intention is to replace internal competition with cooperation. Both management and workers should realize the importance of each other. The same point is repeated as a cooperation, not individualism. Means the individual worker or individual management cannot be success. He can't give success to the company. Both the person cooperated, both the cooperation is needed for the company, for the betterment, for the improvement of both the person, whether he is a manager or a worker. If the worker will do the hard work, the business will get more profit. Business will get the more profit, then some share of profit will be distributed to the workers also, and the salary also increase. So same way in a school, if only teacher teaches continuously and the students doesn't study, then the teacher's hard work will go in a failure. But if teachers do hard work and the students also doing hard work, both the person doing the hard work, definitely you will do the wonders in your life. You will get success in your life, and your name and fame will go up. Next, fifth point, development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. Efficiency of any organization also depends on the skill and capability of its employees to a great extent. Every person have different skill and capability and capacity. To attain the efficiency steps should be taken right from the process of selection of employees. So each work should be given properly. The work assigned to each employee should suit his or her physical, mental, and intellectual capabilities. This ultimately helps to attain efficiency and prosperity for both organization and the employees. It means the manager will select the employees according to his skill and capabilities. He will give the work according to his capability and capacity, so that the manager and the worker will do the work in a proper time, and the work will be finished in a proper time, and the business will be benefited. Next, very important is say the principle of modern management. There are 14 principles of modern management. Any 6 points if you write in the exam, that is enough. We want only 5 points to correct the answers, but if you write 6 points, 1 point extra, then there is no mistake. But you have to read all the 14 points because sometime if you are aiming for center, sometime only some headings suddenly they will ask. So you have to go through all the 14 points, and then you can select your 6 points, easy points, and you can write the exam and you will get the full marks. Now see the answer. The father of modern management, Mr. Henry Fayol, and according to him, there are 14 major principles of management. So what is the principle of a management? First point, division of work. According to this principle, the whole work is divided into small tasks. It leads to specialization, which increases the efficiency of labor. So all the work will be divided according to its efficiency. Next, authority and responsibility. Authority means the right of a superior to give the order to his subordinates, whereas responsibility means obligation for performance. Already we studied in 2 marks. So this point we can write it. We can take it. So already whatever we studied, that point you first mark it and take it. Next one, discipline. It is the obedience, proper conduct in relation to others, respect of authority, etc. It is essential for the smooth functioning of all organization. Discipline is must, whether it is a company, organization, or a school, between the manager and the employees, in a school, between the teachers and the students. If you maintain discipline, definitely you will become up in your life. Discipline means whatever the work has been assigned to you or given to you, you must do the work in a particular time, and you have to respect the authorities, seniors, and the teachers, so that they will help you in all the way. Unity of command. This principle states that each subordinate should receive orders and be accountable to one and only one superior. If an employee receives orders from more than one superior, it is likely to create confusion and conflict. So, unity of command means for one work, only one authority or one manager should be there. For example, if a worker works under two superior, he will be confused and he will not do the work properly. So, one person only one superior should be there to check his work. For example, if it is a commerce subject, if there is a 2 teacher in a school or 3 teachers in a school, for one class, one particular class or one particular section, only one teacher will be a commerce teacher. For one section, 2 commerce teachers should not be there, because every one have different ideas to teach the students. The same way in a company, every manager have different type of ideas to get the work done by the employees. So two superiors should not be there for one employee or a subordinate. Only one person should give order to one employee. If more than one person will give order to the employees, he will be confused and the work will not done in a time. Unity of direction. All related activities should be put under one group. There should be one plan of action for them and they should be under the control of one manager. So the direction should be given by the manager and he should plan, and that plan only should be followed by everyone. Subordinate of individual interest to mutual interest. The management must put aside personal consideration and put company objectives firstly. Therefore, the interest of goals of the organization must prevail over the personal interest of individual. The management must inform its objective to each individual. Remuneration means salary. Workers must be paid sufficiently as this is a chief motivation of employees and therefore greatly influence productivity. So the worker's salary should be given in a perfect time. It should not be stopped. Then only the worker will do the work in a proper time and he will obey all your orders. The degree of centralization. Centralization implies the concentration of decision making authority at the top management. It depends on company size. So it is depend upon company how many authorities are there. Next, line of authority or scalar principle. The principle suggests that there should be a clear line of authority from top to bottom, linking all management at all levels. So, it means the line of authority must proceed from the higher executive. The line of authority must proceed from the higher executive to the worker at the bottom level through a downward flow. This is known as chain of command. The scalar principle means the work should be assigned or given in a proper way, proper channel, proper line from top to bottom in all the levels. Next, order. Social order ensures the fluid operation of a company through authoritative procedure. Material order ensures safety and efficiency in the workplace. Order should be acceptable and under the rules of the company. The manager should give the order according to the rules and regulation of a company. He should not use the employee for his personal work. Equity. Employees must be treated kindly. Managers should be fair and impartial when dealing with employees, giving equal attention towards all employees. So the manager has to listen all the employees. He should be fair and it should not be partial with the employees. He should listen all the employees in same way, same manner. Stability of tenure of personnel. Stability of tenure of personnel is a principle stating that in order for an organization to run smoothly, personnel must not frequently enter and exit the organization. So, today you enter in the organization, after some time you are leaving the organization. This should not be happen. To run a smooth organization, you should do the work perfectly and it should be informed to all the persons. Initiative. Using the initiative of employees can add strength and new ideas to an organization. Initiative on the part of employees is a source of strength for organization because it provides new and better ideas. Then esprit de corps, team spirit. This refers to the need of managers to ensure and develop morale in the workplace. Individuals and communally team spirit helps develop an atmosphere of mutual trust and understanding. Team spirit helps to finish the task on time. So if all the person join together and do the work as a team, you will finish the work on time. Now, fifth essay, discuss the span of management. The span of management has two implications. First, influence the complexities of the individual manager's job. Second one, determine the shape or configuration of the organization. There is a wide and narrow span of management. Wide span of management. What is the meaning of wide span of management? There will be less hierarchical levels and thus the organization structure would be flatter. It will be very difficult for a superior to manage a large number of subordinates at a time and also may not listen to all efficiently. Number of managers get reduced in the hierarchy and thus the expense in terms of remuneration is saved. The subordinates feel relaxed and develop their independent spirits in a free work environment where the strict supervision is absent. So, it is difficult for manager to do the work in a very big company. It is very difficult to manage all the employees and other managers. This is the wide span of management. Now, the company is wide means very large company. It is very difficult to manage the work. Then, narrow span of management. The hierarchical levels increases, hence the organizational structure would be tall and more challenges. Less number of subordinates under one superior requires more managers to the employees in the organization. It would be very expensive in terms of the salaries to be paid to each senior. Communication suffered drastically, lack of coordination and control because the operating staff is far away from top management. So narrow span of management is the hierarchical level increases and hence the organizational structure would be tall and more challenges. So it is very challenging work of management to do the work. Thanks for watching this video. This is the first lesson, principle of management.